We're on 7. I think there were a few things that like hinted, met the grandmother, met the parents, at a banquet. Now we're meeting another sibling? Question mark? And the only other thing I want to mention, besides the fact that I have a stash of Ricola next to me that will keep me running through this chapter, is Hanglo is fucking with my pull. I have yet to pull either of these two. Okay. I thought the singers were doomed to chew uncomfortably through this incredibly awkward meal, but GMU and her retinue Heisha left the banquet hall quite promptly after that exchange. It was as though they had no more reason to remain here.
어찌하여 저들은 홍루군이 당도하자마자 떠나는 날을 묻는 것인가?
Is that they should inquire Hong Lu of his departure plans on the very welcoming of his return. Right? When it appears like they really care about him, then you see it. The appearance of that care for one's own child was also quite distinct and unusual compared to the typical display of emotional intimacy expressed in average households. Hey, Bao. That's when an unfamiliar chipper voice hopped jovially into our conversation. Why didn't you come see me first? I've been staying in the same building ever since you departed here, you know. Ah, big sis Zhu Bao Chi. Zhu Bao Chai? Chai? It's been so long. You come all the way to my welcome banquet to fill a seat. I appreciate that. Had I known you'd be coming today, about you, I would have summoned everyone I could from Zhu family to see you, too. Big Bro Pran's really been itching to know how you've been doing. Yeah, sure he was. And your name? Yu-chun, who's been sitting in complete silence for the entire banquet, muttered quietly to herself. Let me take a look at this guide I have, because I'm wondering if I can pinpoint her. Are you Princess Virtue? My book has her as Palchai. But a lot of the P's in this have been B's in Limbus. Like even Balyu is Palyu in my book. So that lines up. And specifically, mainly a lot of the women went by something that was not like Balchai. She went by Precious, she was written as Precious Virtue throughout most of the book. Which, that was more of a thing for most of the women characters in The Dream of the Red Chamber. Okay, yep, yeah, okay. If this is right, then, because I thought it might be, Princess Virtue was the one that Hong Lu marries in the book. In arranged marriage. But, yes. That does also explain why she's happy to see him. Though, he also got along more with the females. And hung out around them more than most male characters from my... He did have a few male friends, though. Who else have you greeted since you arrived today, Balyu? My parents and GMU. Really? So I'm your first then. She made a cheerful remark before leaning close up to his eye. Your jade is always so glimmering and pristine, Balyu. Look, I made myself a necklace in the same color as your eye, and wore it every single day to constantly remind myself of you. Well, do you see it?
그렇구나.
Oh, you have. Thank you for remembering me. So are you gonna introduce her to us, or...
아니,
Hey, why couldn't we just let that nice reunion play out, man? Roja stepped forward, unable to stand the curiosity.
아, 여기는 말이죠.
Oh, she's
고차라고 한답니다.
Baochai, the Zhu family. I have a very profound relationship with dear Balyu here. A profound relationship? He is my betrothed, and I to him. I'd say that's pretty profound, hmm? Okay, so marriage itself has yet to happen in Limbus, but betrothed. Hong Lu, in book, wasn't aware he was betrothed to press his virtue, though, aka Bao Chai. He thought he was betrothed to Black Jade. By the time the marriage was over, by the time the ceremony was happening is when he learned the truth. So, little shifted order. To Andy Cliff. What?
그렇게 놀라실 일도 아니라는
Nothing to be surprised about. These profound relationships can be established effortlessly in the simple exchange of agreements between our elders. Hey, you could have at least given us a hint.
어차피 제가 혼인을 하는
But I won't be married until I leave Limbus Company, though.
그러니 굳이
I just thought it wasn't relevant enough to share. So sorry about overhearing earlier, but you guys are Baoyu's friends, right? I've been so curious to hear what kind of life Baoyu lived out there. Care to share some tales of your journey with me? Don't have story for kids. Shoot. Love you, Roshu. Also, you are profoundly pale and bright. You're literally, it's a little much for me. It's too vibrant. Why? But I love stories about bloodshed. One of Big Sister Baochai's pastimes was curating creepy stories of urban legends. Then maybe I'll share some. Huh? What about everyone else? I love adventure stories. Be careful what you wish for. Thank you. I beseech thee to find a seat, for I shall now regale thee with the tale of which an adventure most wondrous valors unfolds. Brace thyself, for this particular old and terrifying tale features a big, scary bear lurking in a cavern. If you're finished with your meals, why don't we all go back to our own residences? You're so angry again, Shichu. Last I heard, you lost much of your followers in a large battle, didn't you? I'm so sorry. I used more than 3 handkerchiefs wiping my tears away upon hearing that news. Okay, this isn't really true of Press's virtue from the book, but this version feels very fake. Also a little more obsessed with Hong Lu than that makes it almost creepy. So the Zhu's family heard it too, huh? You're not wrong, but that's irrelevant to what I've brought to the family hierarch war. I was a big fan of your confidence, Shichu. It's a good look, you know.
보차 언니도
Oh,
조심하는 게
that
좋을까?
reminds me. You better watch your back, Big Sister Bao
저렇게
Chen.
맹하게 웃는 척하다가
Looks like Big Brother Bao Yu's learned how to sink a knife into your back
본 사이에 재주가
with
된
that
것 같은데.
same carefree smile.
갑자기 뒤통수 치는 게 재주가 되었다니 무슨 소리야?
What'd she mean by you knifing people in the back?
시춘이랑 사이가 조금 틀어졌거든.
I just had a small falling out with Jichu, that's all. Granny, no offense to Jichu, they had a tepid alliance, but they didn't like each other from the get-go. Or no, nah. Nix that. Jichu didn't like Hong Lu. That's the more accurate version.
아하, 시춘이가 너를 포섭하려고 했던 모양이구나.
Jichu must have been trying to get you on her side, huh?
탐낼만 했을 거야.
Yeah, no wonder she wanted you on her team. Bao Yu has always excelled at whatever he does, without stressing out or losing that happy smile.
그냥 하다
It
보니까
just
잘
kind of
되었어.
worked out that way.
좀 재수없는 스타일이긴 했었다.
I guess it can be a bit irritating like that, huh?
저런
Some
유형도
people, though
드물지만
rare, are indeed
있는
like
것
that.
같아요.
그러고 보니
Faust, you're kind of like that. Not the happy-go-lucky part, but the mostly always calm, cool, collected part. Oh, that reminds me.
혹시
Did you by any chance run into Big Brother?
오다가 만난
quiz?
적 있어?
나는 못 보았지만
I haven't,
이분들은
but they
만났어.
have.
다행이네.
That's good. She placed a hand over her chest as though she'd survived an incredibly dangerous accident, before eyeing us anxiously.
그래서 어떻게 되었어?
So, what happened?
사이와를 포섭하려고 했던 건 알아.
I do know that he was trying to ally with
사이와
Yuha.
개가 빼고 아무도 없었던 것 같지만.
I mean, it didn't seem like anyone else viewing that alliance as anything other than Yuha himself, but it must have been a pretty open secret among candidates that Hyakwai was trying to ally with Yuha.
이와 형님의 목이 잘렸어.
They cut Big Brother Yuha's head off when he was with us.
어머,
Oh my,
조용히.
horizontally or vertically? H.
이번이 세 번째니까 그럼.
So this is his third time, huh?
기와도 참.
Yuha's really incorrigible. He never knows when to zip it and sit down.
치우 오라버니는
Well, Big Brother Q, I had a feeling he'd be here when the family hierarchy war begins. Everyone in Dongguanyan once heard that creepy song from the back streets, you know.
소식이 들려올 때마다
Gosh, things get so awkward and hostile here at Dongguanyan on every time there's any mention of him.
그래도 다행이지.
I guess it's fortunate that he won't be coming after me once this competition begins. And why is that?
당연히 곧바를 죽이기엔 제가 지나치게
Because I'm simply too charming and adorable to kill outright, of course. I don't think he was the type to give a shit.
그리고 치우 오라버니가 목표로 하는 게 뭔지는 모르겠지만 적어도
Besides, whatever Big Brother Q's goals are, they probably have nothing to do with the Shi family anyway.
그럴 수도 있겠다.
I can see that. Beatrice took a step toward Hong Lu and leaned in close to his face.
여전히 내게서
Do you smell my fragrance still, Bao Yu?
나고 있는 거.
보천 누나에게서
You have never reached Big Sister Bao Chai.
오,
Bao Yu, I've always been and will always be residing at Hangwu Yang
들려줘야 해.
on Ginger Plant Court. Promise to pay me a visit before you leave. With that, she gracefully walked out of the room.
저희도 이만 돌아가는 게
Well, how
어떨까요?
about we also start heading back?
심한데여도
This place can get pretty dark around high hour. You, why'd you leave?
별거 아니랍니다.
It's nothing. She's just a big sis I used to play with when I was a child.
대관원에서 제게 친절을 보여주신
One of the very few in Dongguanyan who was nice to me. So where should we head to next?
그러게. 이런 집이면
Good question.
이번엔 정말
Just going by the
기대해봐도
scale of
되는 거지?
everything in here, it should be safe to expect something really ritzy, right?
제 손님으로 오셨으니
You're my guest, so you should be able to stay at my building within Dongguanyan.
그리 멀지 않아서
It's within walking distance from here. We should be there in no time, even on foot. It seems like we're meeting another person. Or this is another place. Yihong Yuan? Okay. Wait, okay, gluttony and pride. But I think I'm okay on. Things have been weak this slash, so yeah, it seems so.
현장에서 직접 뵙죠.
자, 여기랍니다.
Ta-da, here we are.
가깝다고 한 것 치곤 꽤 걸었네요.
Oh, these are like I know I've seen it more so in media, like movies and some TV shows that people use this to like train with. The things spin, so you have to like dodge and block as they spin around as you're like training in the background. That was a pretty long walk. Still technically within walking distance, but
이 홍원이라고 부른답니다.
this place is called Yihongwan Joyous Red Court.
홍원에서 제일 향긋한
This room was
꽃나무로
made from the most
만들어놔서
aromatic flower tree within H Corp. Take a deep breath and you can smell the lovely fragrance of flower aroma, pervading, spreading from the very tip of your nose. It's unique to this building.
아이 그렇구려. 보이지도 않는 것이 제법 향기롭소.
Very much so, it is an unseen and invisible thing, yet it retains much of its pleasant, as in, redolence. This place is huge, too. You've been living here alone all along?
네.
Yes, I was told to stay in a larger room, but I preferred this place more.
도련님, 오랜만에 인사드립니다.
It has been long, young master. Jiren reporting. Oh, hey, have you been well, Shirin?
잘 지냈어?
네, 평소와 같았습니다.
Yes, I am, as I always have been. Sharon watched us emotionlessly as our rowdy crowd poured into the yard. Her expression did not change even when she saw Hong Lu, who presumably hadn't been home in quite some time.
이분들은 도련님의 손님이신가요? 방을 안내해드리겠습니다.
Are they young mister's guests? I will guide them to their room. Please follow me.
저는 따로 방문할 때가 있어서요.
Now that we're here, I've got to pay a visit somewhere. I'll be back soon, though.
어디를 가시는 겐가?
To where wilt thou journey? Allow us to accompany thee.
아, 괜찮아요.
It's okay.
어르신들께 문안
Just on my way to say hello and pay my respects to the elders. So it'll be better if I go there alone.
자, 이쪽으로.
This way.
뭐 어느 작전이나
I guess I
그렇지만
could say this about every operation, but
이렇게 현장까지 직접 와서야
the weight of our mission
겨우
doesn't really
실감나는
sink in until we're actually there.
가주 대전.
You're talking about how the family hierarchy were, right?
다른 후보들은
Yeah, the other candidates have been preparing for this for years while we have, what, an overnight?
나는 벼락치기 타입이어서
I don't know, I'm
그런가?
procrastinating until the last minute kind of gal, so I'm pretty sure we got a handle on this.
부조리한 상황에서
This is not the first instance in which we are deemed demanded to work through a task in an unfavorable, inequitable situation.
상관없지 않겠나.
Why does it matter? Our goal isn't to claim the throne of the family hierarchy anyway. A few hours ago,
천만 다행이지 않겠어요?
well, isn't it such a relief that our goal isn't to come in first place in the family hierarchy war?
1등을 할 필요가 없다는 말인 겐가?
Dost thou mean us to say that we needn't be the first?
당연하죠. 당연하죠.
Yeah, obviously. Why would we want a sinner to become the head of H Corp?
외부인을 앉히는 것보다는
Would it not provide a much more reliable means of control to plant an individual of this company at the highest seat of a wing, instead of letting an unaffiliated individual assume it?
일이 그렇게 간단하게 굴러가지는 않죠.
There's a lot more going on behind the scenes, guys. Besides, LCB still has much left to do as the LCB.
그러면 뭐 우승.
Then would it be right to assume that this isn't a winner-take-all kind of situation here? Do other candidates get something for participating too?
가주 심사에서 10등 안에 든 사람은
Anyone who participates within the top 10 will gain the right to take one item of their choice from the family treasury. Of course, the one who places the highest goes first.
하지만 2등 안에는 들어야
We're going to have to come in at least second place in order to ensure that we obtain the item we're looking for.
아, 괜히 기분 잡치네. 까짓 거 1등 해봐?
Now that's weirdly insulting. Sod, why don't we just shoot for the top anyway?
못 보던 사이에 자신감이
Your confidence seems to have gone through the roof since our last operation together.
뭐
Well, we did go through a lot of crazy stuff.
겪긴 했지.
그리고 그 홍원의
Anyways, care to guess what's deep inside Hong Yuan's gargantuan treasury?
황금가주요.
The golden ball.
네,
Right
그
on.
진정한 가치도
Buried in the
모르지.
middle of all kinds of other treasures, along with any knowledge of its true value.
그래서 파우스트.
So, Faust, why did Manager Sod... What did Manager Sod share with you as our strategy for the first round?
그러고 보니 파우스트 양에게 넌 짓이 이해했냐는 듯 묻고는
I very much wish to know that as well, for the suggestion of mutual understanding seemed to exist exclusively betwixt Miss Faust and Sod.
가주 심사 1차전의 내용은
The first round of the family hierarchy evaluation tests what the descendants have prepared and brought for the elders of Hong Yuan. What descendants have prepared, huh? So this must be what Jie Xuan's been referring to this whole time. Yes, to be free from aging and death, immortality. Each candidate is to present an answer before the judge to demonstrate their idea of true immortality. Right, so what's the answer to true immortality then?
그건
Not even Faust can answer that. So then what are we even doing here?
진정한 블로불사의 실마리가
Well, we
있는
may be able to demonstrate a facsimile of immortality, or at least pretend as though we are close to the answer. AKA Dante's gonna rewind the clock.
답을 원하는 건 그들이니
Given that they are the ones who are seeking that
정확히 말하자면
very answer, they will not disqualify us, Han Lu to be exact, from the competition.
그럴듯해 보인다면
I see.
악착같이 매달릴
They will
테니
cling on to whatever clue they can get their hands on, so they'll be using that desperation.
그렇습니다.
Precisely.
그 감옥인가는 제일
That
높아 보이는
important-looking
사람도
old
그 녀석을
bat,
많이
Miss
아낀다며.
Jia Mu, favors him, doesn't she?
뭘 줄지 어떻게 알아?
Maybe she'll give him a bonus points or something. So that's what we'll be
가장 중요한
using Han Lu for. Otis, this is his family. Just saying. The ability to enter the competition kind of resides on him being in the group at all.
그건
That is...
맞아요.
Yes, you're right.
이제 제
It is
차례가
my
돌아온
turn to
거죠.
be used.
언제 오셨어요?
When did you get back? Hong Lu nonchalantly chimed into the conversation, having slipped between us unnoticed. Hey, you're back pretty soon, huh? Unfortunately, what Otis just said could sound quite crass depending on how you cut it. I mean, it was crass with how she cut it. Hong Lu, you don't mind what she just said.
걸러들을
Why would
필요가
I mind it?
없었는걸요? 저의 쓰임새는
My use is to
공원에
be
있는
a ticket to
황금가주를
participate in the
수집하는
Hierarch War, the only
그리고
option for
그러기
obtaining the
위해
golden ball
가주대전에 나가는
in H Corp.
것인가요?
She didn't say
그럴
anything
때만은
wrong.
아니랍니다.
Yeah, but she said that also in the response of using you to gain favor with GMU in the first place, aka your grandmother. But okay. Your use.
이왕 쓰이는 거 모두가 기뻐할 수 있는
Well,
쪽으로
if you'll
흘러가게
be
되면
using me,
좋겠네요.
hopefully this will lead to an outcome we can all be happy with.
모두가 기뻐하기에는
Verily such outcome would be best, yet young Ji-chuan hath already exhaled with great gusto out of her nostrils before turning away from our party when our eyes met.
시춘이하고는
No, Ji-chuan. Hanlu's eyes twinkled briefly as though he was shifting into a dream.
다시 사이가 좋아지게 될
I
줄은
didn't think it was
몰랐어요.
possible for me to be friends with Ji-chuan again.
비록 지금은
We're back to not being on speaking terms again, but
잠깐이라도
it was as though I'd gone back in time to where we were both children.
이제는 까마득하고 다시 오지 않을
But we can't
시절이죠.
go back to the past.
방금 뭐라고 했어?
What did you say?
지금 제정신으로
Are you
그 말을
drunk or
나한테 한
something?
거야?
Did you really just say that to me? What a stupid thing of me to ask.
오빠는 평생
You've never
취한
been
적도
drunk in your life.
언제나
Your
너의
mind's
참
always been
맑은
so
생각이
damn clear.
어차피 내가 이렇게 화내고 소리 질러도
None of this matters to you, does it? Even when I get angry at you, or when I shout at you like this, none of it gets to you, does it?
도대체 그날 무슨 일이 있었길래
Just what happened to you that day? How can someone become so... Shichun,
됐어? 마음대로
forget it. I don't care. Do whatever you want to do. It's my fault for expecting to have at least one normal sibling in this messed up family. In that memory, Hong Lu was wearing a quiet smile even before her hushed anger. But don't you want to be friends with her again?
결국 사람과의 연이란
At the end of
것도
all things,
순간이고
these connections between people, they're just moments. Ethereal things.
그러니 저의 뜻이
So what I
어떻든
want
큰
doesn't
상관이
matter.
없답니다.
Huh. Hong Lu. A sinner so aloof, so detached that it feels as though he's always floating through the clouds. I once thought that was just the kind of guy he was. Someone who just happened to be above everything that's happened around us. Instead of just another messed up person with messed up problems of their own. But slowly and gradually, I had begun to realize there was something off about him under the surface. Hung Lu, about participating in the family hierarch war. Do you really not feel anything about it? Have you completely excluded yourself from it?
네, 그냥
I
그런
don't,
거구나라고
and I have.
생각하고 있어요.
It's just the way things worked out, right?
관리자님, 애초에 저자의 가치 판단이 이
Taken
회사의
in marriage,
유의미한
true that his
영향을 끼칠
value
수는 없을
judgment will
겁니다.
have no tangible influence on this company's direction.
파우스트도 동의합니다.
Vows is an agreement.
수감자에게
Sinners do not have the right to
작전 수행에 대한
refuse their
그건
missions.
사실일 테요.
That may be true,
허나
yet
그에 따르는
I
마음의
find it
선택까지
unnecessary to turn away and neglect the suffering conditions of their hearts, stemming from the obligations to their missions. Tell them, huh? Oh, God damn it. Of course, people who haven't had chapters are just like, we just gotta do the mission. Motherfuckers, have you witnessed the last ones?
마음의 상태라.
Condition of our hearts, but perhaps unnecessarily peering into them is how we beget suffering. Honglu, you...
그것이 무슨
What manner of...
대관원에서 머물고 있었을
Back
때는
when I
말이죠.
lived here in Dongwon-yeon,
제게는 수많은 선택지가
so many
끊임없이
choices passed
지나쳐가곤
before my
했어요.
eyes.
다른 가문의 그
Should I
아이를
kill
죽여야
that child
하는지,
who was from a different family? Should I even survive?
죽어가는 그
Should I
아이를
walk
두고
past that dying boy, or
그냥
should I stop to help
지나쳐야지.
him?
처음에는 제가 무언가 선택해 보려 했답니다.
When they were first presented to me, I tried to make a choice.
하지만 그 선택이 아무 의미가
But it
없다는
didn't
걸
take that
알고
long for
나서
me to realize that
그리
my
오랜
choices
시간이
meant
걸리지
nothing.
않았어요. 그래서 저는
So I
어떤 것도
decided to not
택하지
choose at
않기로
all.
했답니다. 그게 지금의 저예요.
And that's me, as I am now. Okay, so this is a condition thing of he potentially did go against probably what more of what his family would have done. But hence he realized, I mean, given the examples provided, should I kill that child who was from a different family? Maybe said no, but the child died anyway. Should I even survive? Potentially attempted something, but was brought back by maybe more medical means, like pre-Dante kind of thing. Should I walk past that dying boy, or should I try to help them, or stop to help them? Went to help and or got dragged away from being able to help, even if he did try to. Seems very conditioned of effort that he tried to do otherwise led to the same result.
림버스 컴퍼니에 입사하게 된
There were
후에
so many wonderful
좋았던
things
점은
about joining
수없이
Limbus
많지만
Company, but
제가 무언가 선택하지
I think
않아도
my favorite
된다는
part
점이
of the experience was that I was never given a choice.
조금
That's
이상한 것 같은데요.
that's definitely kind of weird.
어라? 분위기가
Oh,
조용해졌네요.
looks like things have gotten weirdly quiet around here.
사과는 여기까지 하도록
That was
하죠.
enough discussion of private matters. There is much ground for us to cover.
그럼 1차 대전의 계획에 대해
Let us begin by
말씀해
discussing our plan for the first round. There's still some time until we have to leave.
화면은 잘 보이지 않았지만
What may be the purpose of these scarecrows, veiled
무엇이요?
nocturnally shadowless they were yesterday? Veiled in nocturnal shadows they were yesternight.
아, 아직도
Oh wow, they're
있었네요.
still here.
이곳에 자제들이 거처하는 건물
There are
앞에는
training courts next to every building where children of this place live.
걷고 뛸 나이가 될 쯤엔
Every child
누구나
of
이
walking, running
헛소리들이랑 놀곤 합니다.
age all get to play with these dummies.
놀이라.
Play. Early education is important.
수업이랑 어떻게 노는 것인가?
Yet get held off while play with these dummies and apparently get that dummy is adorned with most dashing pieces of fashion for its head.
아, 그건 제가 7살
Ah,
때
that's the
처음
first
받았던
anime I received
수업이에요.
when I was 7.
그때는 말이죠.
Ah, back then I thought even dummies could feel pain when I struck.
모든 어린아이가
Such was
처음엔
blissful
그리 생각했을
ruminations
것이죠.
of all those who were once children.
그럼 여기에 태어나는 아이들은
It was
어렸을
like
때부터
tradition
이렇게 자라야
for
하는
kids born here to formally learn how to fight?
아, 그건 아니에요.
Oh, not exactly.
이번에 할머니가 형한테 선물로 주셨다는 게
Oh, so this is what grandmother gifted you, big bro.
맞아. 그런데 아직
Yeah,
쌤한테는
I don't know how it
모르겠어.
works though.
옷 같은 걸 입혀주거나 장신구를 매달아주는 인형 아니겠어?
It must be a doll or an effigy for dress up, or perhaps you could adorn it with some trinkets.
보평 집을 지켜주는 수호신
Maybe it's
같은
got like a
걸지도
guardian
몰라.
spirit that protects your house, big bro, pal you.
얼씨구
Oh boy.
이건 말이지.
Here, let me show you how it's done.
형이 할머니가 준 선물을 때렸어.
Why did you punch grandma's gift?
그렇게 하면
Don't you think
아파하지
you're hurting
않을까?
it?
아파해?
Hurt it? Really now? This wooden thing?
이렇게 자라나야 살아남을 수 있다는 게
It's more that they have grown up this way if they want to survive.
생각보다 제대로 된 수목인이군.
This WTD isn't so bad. So this wooden training dummy appears to have been designed and crafted with some precise engineering craftsmanship. We still have some time until departure, so why don't we try using them for a warm-up exercise?
땀내는 거 싫은데.
I don't want to get all sweaty though. Well, it's not like these things will pose us any danger. I think we can try them out just to see how we're doing today.
들었나 제군들?
Kenton, we have orders from the executive manager. From this point forth, we will put our all into laying utter ruin onto these training dummies. Hey, I didn't give an order. Oh well, it won't hurt to get our blood pumping now. All forces charge.
늦으면 내피랑 먼저 갈 거야.
깡청.
Oh, they have this little hat.
숨통 끊기.
나라도 그렇게 했을 테지.
관찰이
이만하면 훌륭하군요.
Wasn't expecting these to be the things we're fighting. I'm assuming this is also going to be one of the EX executives, because it's literally training.
깡청.
I take offense that one of those is struggling.
합격장.
승객이 딱콩 한 방 먹였어.
그래, 그렇게 시원하게 처리하니 보는 맛이 나는군. 답답한 법이지.
죽어.
이제야 완성되었나? 다시 복구하긴 힘들걸요? 점 찍었네.
대성공이야. 다른 신나.
비뚤어졌고요.
노래 부를까?
골치 아픈 것들이 고기 조각이 되었군요. 단테. 나쁘지 않은 성과입니다. 그간의 전투 경험이 쓸모가 없진 않았군. 단테. 적극한 조치였습니다.
I forgot Virgo was on my noses.
합격장.
감극 하나만큼은 수감자가 되었고 훌륭하게 나가군. 이제 그
Over you should go.
뭘 재밌었는지 아는 것부터가 시작이랬어.
수감자.
야호. 이기는 편, 우리 편.
끝내지.
So far I'm on fine on win rate.
가치 없군. 죽어라.
처리했습니다.
좋아. 생동감이 살아있는 좋은 공간이 됐군. 다음 먹잇감도 이런 식이었으면 좋겠어.
슈트가 실시. 이 기회에 평소 지휘 실력을
These look like stronger versions.
깔끔하게.
대로 해보십시오.
합격.
I like a wrapper I was using. Wrapping around my finger. I was gonna use it as a... I won't really necessarily call it a bookmark, but a place mark, so I can find that family tree thing if I need it again.
숨통 끊기.
이제 도통 알아들을 수 없는 말투만 고치면 딱 좋겠어. 사법 수감자.
끝났습니다.
그간의 전투 경험이 쓸모가 없진 않았군요. 딴테 적합한 조치였습니다.
명령대로. 다시 복구하긴 힘들걸요?
그렇게 시원하게 처리해 버린 맛이 나는군.
완성되었네.
일 처리는 빠르게 하는 편이 덜 답답한 법이지.
점 찍었네.
Yeah, I thought these... Actually, no. One's worse, so it's really just the affinities. When did that happen?
점 찍었네.
I totally miss Ryoshi getting staggered.
다시 복구.
대성공이야. 가름 신나. 노래 부를까?
날 뛰어보라고.
완전히 녹아내렸네.
You can do it.
뒷박질 춤.
I believe.
버리습니다.
불쌍하게 울부짖는군.
완전히 녹아내렸네. 이제야 완성되었나.
더 이상 얻을 정보는 없군요.
상쾌하군.
Ooh, how refreshing.
오, 잠이
Ooh, I guess morning workouts really do wake you up.
매번 큰일 있기 전에
You've gotten used to getting in tussles before we get into the real meat of missions that mornings feel incomplete without some action.
그래도 유의미한 준비 운동이었다.
Nevertheless, this was a very meaningful warm-up activity.
그런데 홍루 씨는
So I've been meaning to ask Honglu, why did you never consider participating in the family hierarch war before?
다른 형제자매분들은 아주
Seems to me that all your other siblings have been waiting and training all their lives for this event.
단순해요.
It's simple,
가주가 되고 싶다고 생각한 적은
because I never thought I wanted to be the family hierarch. Is it not truly most fortunate? Had you not been born with the jade, my son, you would have had to toil all your life, preparing for the family hierarch war like your other siblings do. You needn't waste your strength on those things. To win the favor of the elders in GNU, there didn't be their blessings. Simply witness as much of the world as it has to offer. Jade of our family, my precious son, Balyu. More memories. What's wrong, Yisung? You seem kinda distraught.
어제 파우스트 양이 일컬어 주었던
It has to do with the plan Miss Faust had explained to us last night.
나는 사실
I find the plan
같지가 않소.
rather detestable.
저도요.
Me too. But Hung Lu said he's okay with it, so
그런데 그걸 계획이라고 부를 수가 있는 건가요?
can we really call it a plan? Can we even call it a plan if we're being honest here?
행동이 지침과 기대
It matches the definition of a plan, given that it illustrates certain instructions to be followed for the purpose of achieving a defined goal.
그리고 가족의
And
전에
please remember that there are no second chances in the family hierarchy war. So like if you're out, you're out.
걸작을 자아낸 나